Open session. Okay, next agenda item 5, approval of the consent agenda, excluding for the purpose of this vote, item A, line 5 under classified personnel, and on item B, on accounts payable, excluding the educational fund. Have the motion.
So moved. Second.
Moving properly second. Question? Madam Secretary, roll call.
Ms. McCray?
Yes.
Ms. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Hawthorne?
Yes.
Dr. Buchanan?
Yes.
Ms. Jordan?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Mosley?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, item. 11 o'clock. 7-0. Okay. Next agenda items under consent agenda, item A, line 5 under classified, Belinda Mosby. Can I get a motion? So moved. Second?
Second.
Been moved properly. Second question? Madam Secretary, roll call.
Mr. White?
Did you do any comments yet?
That's a question.
Yeah, I do. I have a couple of comments. I think that this is what we're waiting around to hear. The part of the issue that I have is that, and it just is what it is. We like press, whether it's good press, bad press, but most of the time we like negative press. But I want to highlight the fact that we had a superintendent that continues to give contracts to her son. And we never seen anything blast about it until I stated that. We had a board president that left this board and got a contract with the district. We never heard anything from the union. We never heard anybody stand up and say something against that, but I did. We had a previous board member that had multiple relatives living in the same house with her, very long time board member. And I'm saying this from my heart because the problem I have is we speak out and we speak up when we want to. But she had multiple people living in the same house with her that worked for this district. A granddaughter and a grandson and a daughter. Never said anything about it, never sent an email saying it was strange or something is fishy or something is underboard. We had another board member, the very night that she resigned from the board, she took a job with this district. And so I'm not implying that we don't do better or we create better practices, but the implication that I'm applying is this: to throw someone under the bus and to make them look bad for something that this board has practiced with doing for a long time, having relatives that's related to them that works for this district, and then just the ultimate, a superintendent. And again, I'm not knocking if a person holds their weight, and this is something that they're employed to do, but have made millions off the back of this district, that from here on out, the rest of her generation and her bloodline life has changed. They're not going to know struggle. They're not going to know what it feels like to go hungry at night. That some people in this, kids in this district do, made millions, a mother and a son. So when we put it out, when we put information out, please quote me on that too. When we quote that in our papers and we quote that in our circulatory groups within the district, and we quote that to people in the community, quote that we never spoke out about a mother giving her son almost millions to this point now, that became very wealthy off the back of this district. So when I say that my vote is yes, and it's because it's been practiced in this district, and not only has it been practiced in this district, it's not breaking any law or any of our policies.
Mr. White,
Yes.
Ms. Howard,
Due to it's not breaking any law and any policy, yes.
Ms. Hawthorne,
Abstain.
Dr. Dupay,
No.
Ms. Jordan,
No.
Ms. McCray,
No.
Mr. Mosley.
I'm gonna leave with this too. And I'm sorry, Mr. Mosby, that you have to be the one that go through that. I know how it feels when you get put out, probably because of I put so much stuff out. But I don't shame the media for none of that. I embrace it because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to write on things and issues and subjects. But I apologize because that we sometimes with this board, and this is a fact, E-News, this is a fact, Tribune, this is a fact, South Carolina Journal, we sometimes in this district, we pick and choose with battles that we want to jump on top of according to a personality, if we like a person or we don't, and then we fall back sometimes. It is a shame that I have, for the life of me, don't understand how one man can win multiple contracts and bids in this district. For the life, I can't understand it.
This is not open session.
I can say what I want to say, though. This is my time to say it. This is my time to say what I want to say. I'm not going to argue back and forth with you when you're the one that voted to continue to give her a contract, and he just got another contract for $300 and something thousand. So you're absolutely right, but I still can state my point. It is a shame. When the last board president left this board and got a job with this district and you voted for it, it's a shame.
Guess what?
Because they don't want me to tell it.
Mr. White.
And you know that's the truth. If we want to be right, be right. Let's talk about that. Put you in the paper for that.
Can we have a point of order
It's a
and
shame.
bring some order back so we can continue with this agenda? It is.
I apologize.
11:00 at night.
I'm
We
done,
have
Mr.
work
President.
to do. And this is not something that was on the backs of us, because we weren't on the board.
You was on the board. You voted for her to get a
Moving on.
contract. You voted for the last board president, Ms. Davis. You did vote for that.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
That's foiable.
Yeah. Next agenda
Yeah,
item.
and you voted.
Next agenda item. Motion to approve non-union contract. Created by Movement Board of Education, approve a contract for the following non-union contractual staff member, MOA.
Mr. President, don't we have to, the education fund pay back? The education fund, part two, consent agenda.
No, we exclude. Okay.
Oh, we don't have to do that in open session?
Mr. White, please. We have a motion on the floor. We have a motion on the floor.
Oh, what's the non-union contract?
Be hereby moved that the Board of Education approve the contract for the following non-union contractual staff member, MOA.
So moved. Second?
Second question?
Yeah, my question is, do we have to vote on the table of the other item? That was,
Can we get that?
oh, well, I didn't know there was a proper time.
Roll call.
Ms. Jordan,
Yes.
Dr. Dupay, Ms. Hawthorne,
Yes.
Ms. Howard, yes. Ms. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. White,
Yes.
Mr. Mosley.
No. Next agenda item, motion to approve memorandum of understanding between Park Forest Chicago School District 163 and AFT 604. Be hereby move the Board of Education approve the contract with Be hereby move the Board of Education approve the memorandum of understanding between the Board of Education, Park Forest Chicago School District 163, and the Teaching Federation of Park Forest for 604 regarding classified employee compensation as discussed in closed session on July 25th.
So moved.
I have questions.
Question?
Yes, sir. We at this particular time, while we're trying to be proactive in retaining our teachers, my thing is, again, the union might be upset that if we go back to the drawing board. And I know, yes, Mr. President, we need wiggle room as far as allowing us to negotiate, but to compete with the other surrounding districts at this particular time, I want to put on the table to give an increase to the $20 to compete with the other districts that surround us, President.
Thank you for your question, Mr. White. Any other questions? Madam Secretary, roll call.
Who was the second?
I think we said it at the same time.
Ms. Jordan?
Yes.
Ms. Hawthorne?
Yes.
Dr. Dupay?
Yes.
Ms. Howard? Yes. Ms. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Mine is no, so we can go back and negotiate.
Mr. Mosley?
This motion carries 6-1. Next agenda item, motion to approve the custodian maintenance contract credit. Be hereby moved, Board of Education approve the custodial maintenance contract credit as discussed in the Finance Committee meeting on April 11, 2022. That's a month ago. Closed session on June 27, 2022. Closed session on June 27, 2022. And closed session on July 25, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
We move to proper second. If you have no question, Madam Secretary, roll call.
Ms. Hawthorne?
No.
You said no. Ms. Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Jordan?
No.
Ms. McCray?
Yes.
Dr. Dupay?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Mosley?
Yes, motion carries 5-2. One action item that was moved forward. Back to the consent agenda, item number 5, item B, accounts payable. The motion to approve the accounts payable. Well, just in closing, and you're right. Thank you, Dr. Page. Item E, motion to approve action for a joint meeting with the Village of Park Forest. Be it moved, Board of Education authorized the board liaison to schedule a joint meeting with the Village of Park Forest regarding the Village Gym and Recreation Center. And the letter sent from the attorney.
So moved.
Before that, the letter sent from the attorney.
Okay, so what we're doing is not having the board liaison requesting, but the attorney requesting.
Done it, so yeah, I'll reread it. I'll reread it. Be hereby moved the Board of Education authorize the Del Valle Law Group to send a formal letter to request a joint meeting with the Village of Park Forest regarding Village Gym and Recreation Center.
That's all we discussed.
Huh?
I didn't do that from our discussion.
When you send a formal letter from the attorney.
Talking about us, not a letter to do anything, a letter to say we would like to do.
You said a letter, or you just asked? Right, but I think you can-
Yeah.
They requested that the board send a letter.
If there's no response, then that will be affirmative.
So we don't want to retain.
I agree with that.
Be it hereby moved that the Board of Education authorize the board to schedule, to send a letter to schedule a joint meeting with the Village of Park Forest regarding the Village Gym and Recreation Center.
So moved.
Second.
Question? Let's take the roll call.
Mr. White,
Yes.
Dr. Dupay,
Yes.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Ms. Hawthorne,
Yes.
Ms. Jordan,
Yes.
Ms. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. Mosley.
Yes. Motion carried 7-0. To my fellow board members, as you know, we have been elected to govern by policy, not by our opinions. It is a sad day when board members are frightened to vote their conscience, not their conscience, their elected responsibility to adhere to the policies that which have been established by the school district. And so I thank you guys for the consideration and motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
They didn't come out of closed session. Yes, sir. Let's take the roll.
Mr. White,
Yes.
Ms. McCray,
Yes.
Dr. Dupay,
Yes.
Ms. Hawthorne, Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Ms. Jordan,
Yes.
Mr. Mosley.
Yes. Meeting adjourned.